Welcome to Portugal, a country known for its stunning beaches, delicious food, and as you can see, challenging hills. Whether you are a first-time visitor or a seasoned traveler, there is something for everyone in this beautiful country. In this video, we are going to show you how to travel Portugal in 2023 and introducing you to some lesser known but equally fascinating destinations that will leave you with eternal memories of joy.
In case you don't know much about Portugal, here are 7 fun facts. Portugal is one of the oldest countries in Europe, being a sovereign nation since 1139. Portugal has more than 800 kilometers of coastline with many beautiful beaches and cliffs. Portugal is the largest cork producer in the world, producing more than half of all the cork in the world. Portugal has a unique surf culture where the long coastline and mild climate makes it a great place for surfing. Even the world's best surfers come to Portugal all the time because of the amazing surf spots such as Ericeira, where the World Championship has been hosted. Portugal has a long history of tile art known as azulejos. These colorful tiles can be found in many buildings and monuments throughout the country, from churches to train stations. Portugal also has a rich tradition of fado music, which is mostly found in Lisbon, but you also have it in Porto. Be prepared for hills and stairs. Portugal has many charming towns and cities where most of them are built on hills with narrow streets, so you should be prepared for some steep inclines, but it's fine since you will be eating and drinking most of the time.
First, consider the best time to visit. Portugal is a great destination year-round, but the best time to go depends on what you are looking for. If you want to spend your days lounging on the beach, then summer is the best time. If you are more interested in exploring the country's historic cities, then spring or fall may be a better option. But remember, no matter what time of year you go, the sun is usually shining and the wine is always flowing.
Book your flights and accommodation early. Portugal is a popular destination and prices can go up quickly during peak season, so it's best to book your trip as soon as possible to get the best deals. Plan how to get around. Portugal has an excellent public transportation system, but if you're planning on visiting several different destinations, it's best to rent a car. This will give you the freedom to explore Portugal at your own pace and make impulsive stops at local pastry shops. Trust us on this one. Here's a reminder for everyone who is daydreaming about their next trip to Portugal.
In 2020, we went on 4 incredible vacations with our travel partner Sagres Vacations.
We stayed at the best hotels and visited the best restaurants.
With our personal human Wikipedia and chauffeur Joel, we had some amazing and true bucket list experiences.
Now that traveling is back to normal, it's time to book your next dream trip. Right now.
So send Patricia an email and she will take care of you.
She literally doesn't stop at perfect. And perhaps I think she is the most proactive human we've ever met.
Whatever you're looking for, she will make it happen. And even if you don't know what you're looking for, she will find it for you.
The cool thing is that if you mention us, Stay Classy to Patricia, she will shave off 10% of your travel itinerary price. This is truly the best way to explore Portugal.
When visiting Portugal, there are a few important things to keep in mind. Portuguese is the official language of Portugal. While many locals speak English, it's always helpful to know a few basic phrases in Portuguese, such as obrigado, which means thank you. Saying gracias here is blasphemy. The currency in Portugal is the euro. ATMs are widely available, but it's always a good idea to have some cash on hand. Portugal has a well-developed public transportation system, including buses, trains, which makes it easy to get around. Taxis are also widely available, but we usually use Uber or Bolt in Lisbon or Porto. Beyond these cities, taxis are your main option, so make sure the meter is running or agree on the price before starting the trip.
Tipping is not expected, but it's always appreciated. Portugal has a Mediterranean climate with mild winters and hot summers. Be sure to pack appropriate clothing and sunscreen, especially if you're visiting during the summer month. Portugal is one of the world's safest countries, but as with any destination, it's important to be aware of your surroundings and take precautions to protect your personal belongings, especially in Lisbon and Porto. Portugal uses a 2-pin plug, so you may need a travel adapter if you're coming from a country with different electrical outlets.
When it comes to accommodation, Portugal has a wide range of options to suit every budget. From budget-friendly hostels to luxury hotels, you'll find something that fits your need. Since we have been traveling every inch of Portugal the last 5 years, we have stayed in some pretty incredible hotels, including Six Senses Douro Valley, Porto Bay Flores in Porto, Vidago Palace near Chaves, Herrada da Matinha near Vila Nova Mil Fontes, Cooking and Nature Emotional Hotel near Batalha, and Herrade das Cruz Wine Hotel in Alentejo.
The list is endless, and these hotels are just a small sample of an incredible selection of places to stay. Finding the best hotels in Portugal does require some research on your end, but we think finding gems around Portugal is the fun part of planning a trip. Despite having Airbnb in Portugal, we generally stay at hotels when traveling around this beautiful country. The main reason is that the quality of Airbnbs in Portugal varies a lot. That means booking an Airbnb comes with a high uncertainty as to whether or not you will like it. Oftentimes, these Airbnb are equipped with low quality furniture and especially poor beds and mattresses. We have of course stayed at nice Airbnbs in Portugal, but the majority of them has been a poor experience, with mold being a recurrent issue, even in the expensive ones.
When most people think of Portugal, they think of Lisbon, Porto and the Algarve. But there are countless other towns and villages that are just as beautiful and worth visiting. Monsanto, known as the most Portuguese village, is a charming town that has been built on top of granite rocks, surrounded by a wall with a castle on top. Braga, known as the Rome of Portugal, is one of the oldest towns in Portugal. Visitors should not miss the Bom Jesus sanctuary. Guimarães, known as the cradle of Portugal, is the birthplace of the first king of Portugal. Its historic center is perhaps the most beautiful in all of Portugal. Bragança is located on a hilltop with stunning castle and medieval walls that takes you back to a time you can only fantasize about. Here you find some of the best food in Portugal, where you should stay at Óbidos, just outside the city. Here you eat pasta, which is meat from cows and goats that live in their natural habitat.
Evora is a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its Roman temple, cathedral and chapel of bones. It's one of our favorite cities in Portugal, with so many great restaurants that you will want to move here after a day trip. Don't forget to go for a wine tasting at Fita Preta, where you get to enjoy wine in a spectacular setting. Aveiro is known as the Portuguese Venice because of its canals and colorful boats. You have the salt flats and a coastal beach vibe that automatically makes you happy. Don't miss out on seafood in Costa Nova, which is 5 minutes outside the city. Viana do Castelo is a charming town known for its beautiful beaches and traditional architecture. This is where the Minho region starts, a region most people visiting Portugal aren't aware of, but they should. We've been here several times with only great memories, whether it's horse riding on the beach or e-biking to this majestic sanctuary. This is also the region of Vinho Verde, where you should definitely stop for wine tasting at the Soalheiro winery. Moving down to the southern coast of Portugal, the charming village of Vila Nova de Mil Fonte is a must-see. It's a small fishing village known for its beautiful beaches, and it's also a great spot for birdwatching. Book a table at Tascacelso, but do it well in advance if coming during summer. If you're looking for an island getaway, Madeira Island is a great option. It's known for its beautiful landscapes, hiking trails, and even wine. We live here, and it's honestly a castaway paradise most people visiting will fall in love with. You can watch our travel guide to Madeira right here. You also have the Azores, which is composed of 9 volcanic islands. And besides the most popular island of São Miguel, it's worth visiting the smaller islands of Corvo and Flores, known for their truly incredible beauty. The list really goes on with wonderful places to visit in Portugal. Sometimes you don't even have to plan, just let the road take you wherever it goes. Some of our best adventures have been just taking the car with no destination in mind, and suddenly we've been picnicking in the middle of a field of maple trees next to a beautiful lake in the middle of nowhere.
One of the reasons we moved to Portugal is the sheer amount of things to do. Here are some of the very best things to do based on our many trips around Portugal.
Visit the historic cities of Lisbon and Porto. That's a no-brainer. Explore the Algarve region, known for its beautiful beaches, rocky cliffs and clear waters. Visitors can enjoy water sports and activities such as swimming, sailing, surfing, fishing and even off-road buggying. Visit Douro Valley, known for its vineyards, picturesque villages and well-renowned port wine. Here you have to go on a boat trip on the river, along with visiting wineries that offer some of the best wines in Portugal. When we went on a trip with Sagres Vacations, we had an incredible lunch at this local Portuguese family. Explore Serra da Estrela. This is the highest mountain range in mainland Portugal, where you can hike or ski while taking advantage of great hotels and even better food. The cheese is unbelievable. Take your rental car to Jerez during summertime. It's the only national park in Portugal where you find amazing waterfalls and just a spirit of freedom and happiness. Dine in the wine cave of Vila Vita Park Hotel, where you find the largest private wine collection on the Iberian Peninsula. Go visit the castles of Mavao and Castelo de Vide. Both are located in the region of Alentejo. Enjoy the local festivals. Portugal has a variety of festivals throughout the year where you can experience local culture, music and traditions. São João in Porto and Santo Antonio Festival in Lisbon are among our favorites. Get lost in the nature of Madeira Island, whether it's hiking perhaps the most stunning trail on the planet or canyoning through the forgotten waterfalls of this volcanic paradise.
Sleep in a boulder house as if you are Fred Flintstone and Wilma. Watch a football match between two of the three top teams in Portugal, Benfica, Porto and Sporting. The atmosphere is crazy. Watch the world's biggest wave at Monastery. Sleep at Portugal's most iconic hotel, the Belem Reed's Palace. Enjoy cheese and wine while sailing on a river with a classic Portugal backdrop. Stare at the iconic postcard photo of Porto from a luxury yacht. Walk in the nature park where you can still see footprints of dinosaurs. We have over 400 videos about Portugal, so feel free to go on a binge-watching spree so you can plan your dream trip.
Finally, let's talk about the food, because you cannot and must not miss out on this when visiting Portugal. Most tourists coming to Portugal aren't aware of the Portuguese cuisine, since you rarely see it any other places around the world. Same goes for the wine here. Wine and food in Portugal are unbelievable. We have made food tours around all regions, so going to local restaurants should be a priority wherever you are. In the north of Portugal, you find the true soul of Portuguese food. This is also where Portuguese food was born, so definitely make it a priority to go here on your trip. Here's a list of must-try delicacies that we have been consuming non-stop the last 5 years.
Bacalhau is the national dish of Portugal. Cocido à portuguesa is a traditional stew made with different meats, vegetables and beans. It's a hearty dish that is perfect for cold winter days. Sardinhas assada is another common dish that are made with fresh sardinhas grilled over an open fire and seasoned with olive oil, garlic and parsley. Juicy catapulanas of seafood. Do you need more than these clips to be convinced? Carne de porco alentenciana is a traditional dish from the Algarve, and we can't get enough of it.
Francesinha is a meaty cheese monster that is mostly found in Porto and the nearby towns, including Braga. Pastel de nata is a traditional pastry made with a flaky crust and a creamy custard filling. It's so great we made an entire video tasting over 10 different ones in one day. Arroz de tamboril is a traditional dish made with monkfish, rice and a variety of vegetables and spices. Feijoada is a traditional bean stew made with different types of meat such as pork, beef and chorizo. A sorte is a traditional bread soup made in many varieties. It's particularly great in Alentejo. Alheira is something I value higher than my family. Almost. Queijo da Serra is cheese from Serra da Estrela, and we can't get enough of it. Ginginha is a cherry liquor that you can find in the neighborhood of Alfama in Lisbon. But you can also find it in the castle town of Óbidos. Visiting Portugal is an experience that should be enjoyed by everyone, regardless of your budget. Whether you're looking to splurge on a private chauffeur bringing you around to luxurious hotels and fine dining, or prefer a more budget-friendly trip, there are plenty of ways to have fun in Portugal. If you want a peek inside the true untouched Portugal where you find the best food, click on this video.